Hello, Steve Fenton here from Lighthouse, Cape Breton to do another introduction for Fresh Glimpse Devotionals. So, a true story. A little while back at my home, I had a visit from two witnesses of a particular sect who had come to try and convince me of the things that they were believing in. As I opened the door, I had the same feelings that a lot of people have. I wanted to get back to company we had. I wanted to find a way to make excuses. I didn't really want to hear what they had to say. And I was faced with a mother and her son. And they began to do the thing that they do and tell the stories they tell. And I was suddenly and surprisingly filled with just a deep love for these two people. It took me completely by surprise. It wasn't my attitude when I opened the door, but suddenly I was overwhelmed. And I kind of told them so, and it was probably obvious, but I was just filled up with love for them. And I explained to them who I believed in. I told them about my Jesus, the one who is Master of everything, Mighty King, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. And I also told them that he loved them. And suddenly, just again, by surprise, I felt this deep desire to reach out and to hug these two people. And I said, I really love you. And I'd love to reach out and just give you a hug. And immediately, this poor woman and her son grabbed each other and turned tail and ran up the driveway of my house. And I never saw them again. Weird story, I know. I probably terrified them. I had no intention of doing that. But it did speak to me about what was going on in my own heart. And suddenly I realized that this is something that happens to me on a fairly regular basis. That I get overwhelmed in a good way. I get filled up with joy. Sometimes it's a deep and expressive love. Happens to me when I'm preaching at times. And I feel like I get into this spiritual groove. I feel like I get so overcome with excitement that I can hardly speak. Sometimes it happens when I'm talking to individuals who are hurting. I just have a deep sense of their pain. I can almost see what has caused their grief. And sometimes it happens when I'm praying for people, and I've seen miracles happen in those occasions. And it just amazes me. And I know what it is, and you probably do too, many of you who are listening. It's Jesus. It's Jesus. He rises up within. Through His Spirit, He gushes in order to do what we on our own can't do, to create new attitudes, to create a new idea, to give us creativity, to, even more than that, be willing to do miracles inside and outside of us for His glory. It's astonishing. It's part of the great joy of being a follower of Jesus Christ. Today in our devotional, we're going to talk about why it is so important to focus on Jesus in relation to these experiences. Why Jesus? Why is it that we want to keep going back to Him? Part of the answer is these full times when He just fills us up to overflowing. And these things will not happen unless we are focused on the source of all of our joy. So today, follow the link to Lighthouse, Cape Breton, find the Fresh Glimpse Devotional, and get a fresh glimpse of Jesus. But you know what? Even more for you today, I pray that you will get a fresh filling of Christ in your life.